Welcome to Financial Reaction, the place where beginners level up fast. If you're curious about dividends, covered calls, or how to start building real income from the stock market, you're in the right spot. We break everything down with energy, clarity, and zero jargon. This is pure information and education, never financial advice. Let's fire it up and get into it. Hey, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. If you would, while you're here, hit that like and subscribe, and let's get into some covered calls. If you've been following along, you know that I had 5 stocks in this portfolio, and the one I'm missing is SoundHound. SoundHound, the price went up and we got exercised, so we don't have those shares anymore. How this series works is I am taking these stocks in this account, and every time I write a covered call, I'm taking that money out. I'm transferring it into my dividend portfolio and buying dividends from the $10,000 dividend series. So if you want to know how that's going, go ahead and follow on over on those videos also. And on this account, I'm taking the money from covered calls and I'm buying the exact same asset for whatever I get in covered calls. I will be selling the SoundHound because I don't have anything to write covered calls on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those, and I have chosen to add RIVN to my portfolio. So for those of you who are interested, I'm going to show you how to enter covered calls. If you're not, you could skip ahead a little, but I will do these real quick. And I'll start with Intel. Intel is already up. So I can go to chart, take a quick peek. Okay, as you can see, Intel has been on a tear lately. Trade. I'm going to go to the 115. I'm doing around 30 to 40 on the delta. So if you're wondering where I get those numbers, that's where. So I'm just picking that. I will sell. I have 300 shares, so I can sell 3 contracts. And then I hit the confirm and send. And this one will make me a total of $937.05. And that is after the fees of $1.95. You can't see that because it doesn't show that up on the pop-up. And I hit send and it enters that. Boom, there's the transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the next 4. For next is path. If it types path, there we are. And how many shares of Path do I have? Path is at, looks like 1291. I have 1,000 shares of Path. So I'm going to go 1350. Is that the 34 delta? So I'm going to do 10 for my 1,000 shares. And then confirm, and that's going to get me 253.50. And I'm going to write that down real quick, and then I will show you what I do with those here in a minute. PayPal, PYPL. And what is PayPal? PayPal's at 45. And we have 300 shares. So what am I going to do? The 46.50. We'll go 40. A little higher. The other's 32. I like this one. Because, yeah, go 43 contracts. It's going to get me 151.05. Hopefully these fill quickly. If not, I'll have to go in and adjust. That one filled. Perfect. And then we're going to go to Verizon. Verizon is a more stable stock than the rest of these I've chosen. And this is for the first 4 weeks. I'm keeping both accounts the same trades. And then after the first 4 weeks, I did a video on turning 200,000 into 500,000 in 3.8 years. And that was through using quality stocks that pay quarterly dividends, kind of like Verizon. I chose that as my first one. And then I will add more stocks to that, and I will trade. One of these portfolios will be for strictly generating good covered calls, and then the other one will be for long term. So Verizon is at 47. There it is. I have 600 shares of that. And I'm going to do the 48.50. As you can see, this is much less volatility and the high probability of ending out of the money. So I have a 75% chance of keeping my shares, which is what I want to do. I'm only going to get 18 cents, but that's okay. That's like an 18-cent weekly dividend. So I can go here. I'm going to go my 6. And that's going to get me 104.10. And that's in. And then I said I was going to add RIVN. So that is what? RIVN. I chose this because with the high gas prices, I'm thinking EV stocks might actually have a bit of a recovery. Plus, if you want to look at its chart, you can see it had a dip and now it's coming back. It had a high at 22.92, but with the gas prices, I'm thinking this one might hold on. But, you know, you never know. And I'm going to buy 700 shares. So this one's at $16.98, so around $17. And I can buy... If you remember, I had a little over 13,000 to start. So if I buy, I could buy, let's see, was it 700? Or we can do 800, and that will cost 13.5. So we'll have to go back to 7 because I'm not going to cheat and go over even though I have a little money. But that's from the covered calls that I haven't taken out yet. So I'm going to buy. I'm going to go ahead and do market to make sure it fills while we're on the line here. 700. Confirm and send. And it filled. So we can take the trade. And where do I want to go here? 37. That sounds about right. That's close to the 40. And I can sell 7 contracts. If you do a different trading platform, some of this will look a little different, but all the entries will be the exact same. It's just this is going to look different on your layout. And that's going to generate 233.45. All right, now I'm going to do the exact same trades, and it might, because this is live trading, I'm actually during the market open. So some of these costs might be a smidge different because prices are going to change from when I did that to when I get the next set in. So here's this account right now, as you can see. Oh, let's open RIVN. There we go. Okay. So it looks like everything entered. I have the calls in. And if you want, you can skip ahead. I'm going to go ahead and enter the other ones. And this is my 0 account where I don't buy more shares. And to do that, I have to manually adjust the cash value. So what I do is I'll take the total value that I just sold in covered calls, the number I took from the screen, and I will deduct that amount from here. And that will be how much is in the account. And that way, they don't really have a good way of doing cash withdrawal. So I will go ahead and do the other account, which is that one. So first thing I'm going to do is find SoundHound and sell it. And Soundhound is at 940. So we are going to sell. I'm just going to do a market. Normally, I don't do market orders. If I were doing this in my account, I would do the limit orders. Okay, hang on. I'm going to hit pause real quick. Alrighty, I had to fix the screen so you guys can see what's going on. As you can see, I'm going to sell my 2882 shares. Do market, confirm and send, and that gets rid of that. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to start over. I'm going to go back to Intel. And Intel's up here. All right, so to start with, for Intel, we did the 115. So I'm going to do the same thing. I have 3 contracts. So hit sell, 3, confirm and send, and this one is 943.05. I'm going to hit send, and then I'm going to immediately buy I'm going to buy a dollar value. There it is. And that was 943.05. And then hit send. And cool. All right. Look good. There. Boom. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do that for the rest of those. So let's open this back up. And you can see we have a little over 322 shares now. So that's how that's going to work for, this is for shares you like that you want to keep building up the value of the individual holdings and write covered calls. So that's kind of a double win if it's a stock you like and you think it's going to go up. There you go. You could kind of double dip on that. And also, as you saw with Soundhound, when the price goes up and we get exercised, those 28.82 shares were also additional profit because we got to sell them at the higher price that was above what we paid for them. So we made profit on those shares also. Okay, Path is at 12. And we have 1,000 shares of Path. So this is the one we're going to do. What did we do for Path? We did 1350. So we're going to sell 10. And that is 263.50. That's actually $10 more than the one we just wrote a second ago. So that's pretty impressive. So then we're going to there it goes. That one was delaying. Okay, we're going to buy. And we're going to buy a dollar amount. I'm going to do 263.50. 263.50. That looks right. Alrighty. And next was going to be PayPal. And PayPal is at 45.81. 300. So we did the 4650. Sell 3. And that's going to be 139.05. And that's a little less than the last one, so you can see how timing works. Let's see, we're going to buy. $139.05. 139.05. Yes. And there's that. And Verizon. And we have 600. And we did the 4850. So we go 6 of those. And we're at 116.10. And then we buy 116.10. It is nice to be able to buy fractional shares. That makes this a lot easier. And you're just dumping all of your money back in. You're not dealing with little leftovers. And then our last one was RIVN. And how many did we get? Oh, haven't added the RIVN. We got to buy the RIVN first. We bought 700 over here. So we need to buy 700 in this one to keep things consistent. We need to buy 700. Uh-oh. Do you see that? I bumped and moved it to the wrong stock, and I hit the buy on the wrong stock. So those things happen. This is why if you're doing this yourself, definitely make sure what you're doing. I'm doing this in a hurry, and this is a paper account. So what I could do is I could just sell all 700, and those will go away. And then I could go to RIVN. I'll buy my 700. And that should be here up any second, as long as I didn't mess it up again. See, I think something's wrong with the system, because that's twice it's done that. So interesting. Let's try and buy. It says RIVN there. It says RIVN there. And it says RIVN on that one. Okay. Let's close this out. Alrighty, so now we can go to RIVN. We are on the right tab this time. And we did 1750. And I'm leaving the errors in there so you can tell this is actually real. I'm not editing out when I make mistakes because people make mistakes. So I did 1750 and I'm going to do 7 contracts. And that's going to generate 226.45. And then we are going to, okay, buy. I'm on RIVN. And I'm going to buy a dollar amount, 226.45. Okay, that should be all the trades. Okay. Oh, we have a dividend upcoming on Path. Oh, no, PayPal. Okay. So those got in, those got in, those got in. That one we don't have anymore. SoundHound we don't have anymore. Okay, looks like we got everything in correctly. And the next step will be to go to the dividend tracker and invest that money. So I will do that in the weekly dividend portfolio update on the next video. This video was the covered call, so we got all those written. And I will be tallying this up, and in the next video, I'll be buying some dividend stuff. So thanks for joining me. Like I said, laugh at me for that mistake. I deserve it. But in the comments, leave a stock if you think you want me to add it to the portfolio. If something gets exercised, I will switch to whatever you want so you can see how it would look if you had done it. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for staying to the end. If you haven't yet, please give me a like and subscribe. It means the world to me and helps me make more videos. Thank you so much. Goodbye.